Hey y'all, welcome to Lovely J Podcast. I'm just getting up. Welcome to Lovely J Podcast. This is Coco. I decided to come outside and sit a little bit since I've been in the house most of the day. Whew. Y'all, my body is just tired. I've been trying to put in overtime working so I can pay off some of the things, some of the debt that I've done made, while fixing this house. But I am just absolutely tired. It takes a lot. But anyway, I'm doing good. I've been watching Teddy Pendergraft music videos, and I tell you, that is one singing man. Man, Teddy Pendergraft got a voice that is just soulful. That's the only way to put it. His voice is so soulful. All you got to do is sit down and listen to it, or lay down and listen to it, and it's going to make you think. And I was watching how he was killed and things. I mean, not killed, but how he died and all the things that he went through, the car accidents and the cancer. He really went through a lot. He did. He went through a lot. But he always managed to come through. No matter what he went through, he always came back with life. And that's the way we just got to be. We got to keep going through the things we go through and come back with life. That's it. I need me a break. I need me an out of town break. I need a good homeboy, some good friends. I just need one good homeboy. I don't have too many women friends. One that preferably don't be trying nothing, just one that just like to talk and sit back and chill. Just have a nice time. I got some homeboys that's like that. They don't be trying to do nothing. They just be like, let's just chill, and that's fine. I haven't been around them in a while, though. So when I started cutting people off, sorry about that. When I started cutting people off, I cut them off too. Not for good. I just cut them off till I got myself together, but it seems like that's been years now since I've reached out to anybody and said, hey, let's just go hang out. It's been years. I just do not. I don't know. I didn't have the desire to go do it. After I went through so much, I'm going to tell you something. No matter how old or young you is, but after you go through so much mental things, mental small things, big things, chronic pain, you add all that stuff up together. Y'all, I'm outside, so whatever. I think that's like cicadas you may be hearing. But once you go through things like that outside, not outside, oh my goodness. I'm sorry about that. Once you go through things of that sort, it automatically depletes your energy and leaves you tired and exhausted. I'm just not getting through a pinch muscle in my back sciatica nerve. That thing had me down for 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, I got 2 weeks worth of work left to do, just backed up in my house. And the thing about it is, when I come out of the pain flare up, the sciatica flare up, that's when the mental part hits. And that's when my mental becomes so tired that it's just tired. When you have to endure pain eventually it does wear you out, and the body just needs to rest. I feel like I've been going so hard since July. I've been through a lot since July, mentally and physically. Emotionally, my emotions have been everywhere. Not everywhere. Let me say it right, because I don't want y'all to think I'm having a mental breakdown. My emotions have been in grief. Okay? Grief. I have been grieving, but I'm pretty sure I'm okay with the grief part now. I'm not, watching videos and pictures like that as much. But what irks my nerve is that I have all these pictures of my ex, right? But when I needed the pictures, none of the pictures were around. Now all of a sudden, and listen now, I cleaned out my entire bedroom to the point where nothing is in there except for the tools and the wood and things that's going to be fixed to fix my bedroom. I cleaned everything out of there. Everything my exes was gone. I got all the pictures I could get, and I saw them, and that was it. I knew. Sorry. I knew I had more pictures of him and me together, but I couldn't find them. And now these pictures are starting to show up, which lets me know that if they're showing up now, and guess where they're showing up at, though? They're showing up behind my chair where I sit at in the living room. Now, y'all know I done cleaned out that living room. That living room ain't got no old pictures in it. But somebody put them there. And I think they doing that to play these mental games about grief and things. But what people don't realize, yeah, I grieved him, but I didn't grieve him as much as I grieved the promises that were made to me. And I had to deal with myself for the things that I did, that I look back on now, and I ask myself, oh my God, did that contribute to him being like this, that? I had to deal with that. The violence and stuff that we displayed upon one another. And now that he's gone, I sit back and I wonder, did so much of what we was doing to each other, is that part of the reason, he was in the state he was in? But I came to the conclusion with that wasn't the reason he was in the state he was in. He was in his state because of what he was doing, which was the drugs. And so I got through that, because, that's just part of grief now. That's part of grief. You go through these cycles. You go through the anger part. I get the anger parts of it every now and then. Like, why this? Why that? And so where I'm at now is like, oh, okay. I need to just keep focusing on building my house, because the more I'm focusing on getting the house right, it's what I need. It's what I've always needed, even when I was with him. The things that I told a fella last night, I said, he's still costing me. Even though he's dead and gone, he's still costing me. And how is he still costing me? Well, I'm fixing the stuff that he was supposed to have fixed. Now, true enough, some of that stuff may have been bad by now, this many years later, but the stuff he fixed went bad within 2 to 3 years, and he never fixed it. And I believe in my soul that's probably why he didn't want to continue staying up here, because he didn't want to take his money and fix it either, because he was getting where he couldn't walk good and stuff. And he had to walk over those same areas that he fixed bad for me. He ended up having to walk over me, and he couldn't do it. So sometimes he wouldn't go no further than the living room. That's a good example of when you dig one ditch, you better dig two, because the ditch you dig might be for you. That's a good example of that. The way he did, and he bragged about how he messed up my house. He bragged about it to people. And what ended up happening was the same areas he messed up were also messed up for him, because he didn't plan on becoming disabled to the point where he couldn't barely walk or zip up his pants or pull up his pants. He didn't plan on that. He didn't see that coming. He didn't see that coming. And when it happened, He knew he wasn't gonna be able to walk back there because I got to the point where I couldn't walk back there. By 2016, I wasn't walking back there. It got too bad. By 2019, 2020, oh, it's super bad now. I was seeing the girls back there to use the bathroom, and they barely were walking back there. And then it got to a point where it was just flat out too dangerous. I fell through that floor trying to go in there and fix the floor myself. I fell through it. And I'm talking about 1 minute I'm standing there and it feels solid and steady, like I ain't going to have to do nothing but just fix the area around it. And the next second standing in the same place, I go straight through the floor. A whole big body hole. It had a hole in that floor the size of my body. And that was about 6 months ago I fell through there. About 6 months ago, trying to fix it myself. And just so happened my granddaughter Lee was back there with me. But it's, those things, that's part of grief. And people are like, why are you grieving? Because I never grieved whenever we broke up. I never grieved. He just went his way and I went my way. But I never took time to think that we was just in a 17-year relationship. That somehow money divided us. That was something we didn't have a lot of. But it divided us whenever he did get his share of money. And then he got to the point where, it just divided us. Let's stick with that. I'll tell my story, some more stories on that stuff another time. But as for right now, it's just, I think people are so selfish these days. And we're living in a world where people are not sensitive to human emotions, human nature anymore. And they think they can keep doing things to you and you don't feel it and it's not going to heat up over time. Over time, if you keep putting wood to the fire, it's going to get bigger, right? So that's the way it is with me right now. I've endured so much in these last 10 months, and I'm trying to really just keep pumping, keep going, keep doing. I love being a doer. You know what? I will not complain about being a doer. It feels good to be a doer because I remember when I couldn't do over half of these things that I'm doing now. So I do remember what it's like. So I'm not complaining about that. But it's just when people sabotage you and try to manipulate you. Like earlier, I had an incident. Who unplugged my sleep apnea machine? Don't you know it's a crime to tamper with somebody's medical equipment that they need to sustain life? That sleep apnea machine is to sustain life throughout the night while we are sleeping. Because some of us stop breathing in our sleep. And that's why we have these machines. But when you have somebody coming around just tampering, unplugging it and trying, and then when you ask who did it, nobody knows nothing. Oh, I don't know. It was already like that. Or I didn't do it. But you were the only one back there. It was only 2 people back there. One of the 2 had to do it. It was plugged up when I left out of the room. And so it's things like that. If you do it one time, okay. But somebody's done unplugged this machine 3 times. 3 times. So now I can't trust people in my bedroom, nothing. And I'm speaking on my granddaughters. I can't let them go back there now. And you don't think that feel bad to me? People don't think that it feels bad to me that I have to say, hey, you can't go in my room and stuff. Now I understand why it was a woman named Miss K. Reek. She kept her doors locked to her bedroom. And she kept one of them good locks on her door. And if anybody went in there without her key or without her permission, she fire them up. But now I understand why she was like that. Because people do not respect your privacy, your things. And I would say anybody who's a adult, you got to set boundaries between your children, your grandkids, as to how you're going to run your room. Now, if you in there with them, it's fine. But are you going to let them be in there by themselves? What you want is what you're going to get out of it. So I'm seeing that now they getting older. And now it's not a good idea for them to be going in my room. Although this is the time when they really want to go in my room so they don't have to be around each other. But it's also not a good time for me. Because when you're that age, 12 and 13 and up, you want to plunder or you want to do things that's not right. Don't use your wise mind and say, hey, this is grandma's stuff. Step on my stuff, break my stuff. That thing costs money. It costs money. And insurance don't cover everything. It costs us money for this equipment. So things like that stress me out too. And it's mind-boggling because one side of me don't want to be sounding like I'm mean or whatever. But the other side is saying, girl, my grown woman side is saying, girl, if you do not put on your big girl panties and set your boundaries, you're going to continue being disrespected. So far, it's been a while, and I've been constantly getting disrespected. And that's one of the things that's got me upset. Well, that's one of the things that makes me tired, that makes my mind tired, because that's something one should not even have to be dealing with, but here we are. We're at that age now. So, but I'm okay. I just know there are a lot of things I'm having to do by myself, and I thank God for anybody who has been helping me, who's been helping me with anything, because it's been hard since I became single. It was never easy. It was never easy, and I kept running from responsibilities till one day responsibilities caught up with me, and I didn't like it, but now I'm taking responsibility for the things. Now I'm taking responsibility for things that I'm taking pictures of my yard, so if you hear the camera, I wanted to do it before it got dark out here. Now I'm taking responsibility for these things, and I'm not running. I've had to take, I've been away from radio like 3 weeks now for doing my gospel show, because I've been so exhausted with this transition, but it's going to be worth it. Building back up my office space for my radio station, and it's just things I'm doing now that I just couldn't focus on doing because of things I was going through back then. And I want to stay focused. I don't want to stop again. I don't want to stop every time somebody do something, or every time I say something. If I speak my truth, I'm made to look like the bad person. Just for speaking my truth, I'm made to look bad. And I'm just to a point where if people can't accept me for who I am, if they don't like my boundaries, then I don't know what else to tell you. Because I'm going to set them. I'm going to take care of my mental and my physical. And I'm going to do my best to take care of my home. It's just so many people have their idea of what should be what. But anyways, I'm waiting on my granddaughter. She's supposed to come and we're going to do movie night. So I said the Lord must have knew I needed this night with her. Let me text her mama. The Lord must have knew I needed this night. She came and she was like, Grandma, we need a movie night. And I was like, a movie night? She said, Grandma, we need a movie night. Get the stuff and I'll come with you and we'll lay down and we'll watch movies and we'll eat our foods, our snacks. And I'm like, now you such a little thing trying to give such big orders. You know, she's 6 years old, but she had the right idea. And so I did. I got her some stuff. I got me some stuff, what we like to eat. And I'm going to go cook some popcorn. And we're going to have some jumbo hot dogs. I'm going to make some hot dogs. She only likes ketchup on hers, thank God. So I'm going to go roll with her tonight and just have the ketchup and mustard on mine. I might cut an onion. No, I'm not going to cut an onion up on it. I'm just going to leave it plain like hers so we fit in. And I have these little trays. I thought them little trays were going to be a little bit bigger so the hot dogs could fit. But no, it's not. So what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to just put, I brought some individual bag Doritos. I'm going to put them in the little trays. And on the other side of the tray, I'm going to add some cheese. Some nacho cheese so that we can have some little nachos and cheese. I think that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. And it's just a beautiful thing that, you know, when kids are little, they're so innocent. They're so innocent. They don't know how to be the evil that adults are. And I'm glad she was able to recognize that I was tired and she was tired too. I don't know what her little self been going through, but she was tired too and decided we need to do this. And I agree along with her. Yeah. All right. Well, y'all, I'm going to get off of here and find out where she at because we were supposed to start this movie 30 minutes ago. By the time she get here, she gonna be sleepy. And if she don't come, I'm gonna have to start the movie by myself. And I'm still gonna cook the hot dogs because I didn't eat anything except for some yogurt and applesauce because I was waiting for her. So if she don't come by 8:45, I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking the hot dogs in the oven. And hopefully she come. If not, then I'm still not going to do any work. I'm just going to lay here and watch some movies. That's what I'm going to do. Okay then. Peace, love, and happiness.